All right, y'all, you guys wanted a bad apple update, and here it is. We've had it kind of sitting in limbo for a minute, and now it is time to get this thing ready to rock. Hopefully have it back together for FL2K and make a couple laps. Obviously, we're going to go up to the hub dyno at TKM and have Kevin work his magic on there. For those of you guys that don't know what's going on here, this is the bad apple. It is a I think it's an 89 Fox body that's been converted over to look like a 93.
All 87 and 93 are all the same.
Well, it was like 85. It's like 85 Fox body that's set up to look like a 93 or something. I don't know. All you Ford guys can flame me for not knowing, but I don't know, okay? Stock suspension's got 9-inch housing, 25.5 chassis set up on HOLLEY Dominator smart coils. I got the old 8.2 deck motor sitting over there. We got a new 8.2 deck motor in here right now, and new turbo kit. So before, the car ran really well, went 470s like clockwork, 8.2 deck motor, 94 millimeter forced inductions turbo, ran on gasoline, ran on Q16, air to water intercooler. That's why it's got this big hole right here. It had an intercooler in the floorboard. Right now, as you can see, it's got a mechanical fuel pump and tiny fuel cell up here. So for those of you guys that are into racing, you'll probably be like, oh, there we go, it's on alcohol. Obviously, the big giveaway is no intercooler. So we had a new turbo kit made by Jason Brazzel at Brazzel Performance Fabrication. He came up here and knocked it out. This is like his 5th or 6th turbo kit he's done for us. And as you can see, it looks absolutely awesome. The alcohol turbo kit deal is pretty simple. This one we went with 2 wastegates, one there and one there, so they're both in very good location. And yeah, hot side super simple, all solid mounted. Built the stand off of the tube front end. We got a new forced inductions 98 millimeter turbo, and then it goes right from the turbo up to the Wilson manifold, Wilson 4500 elbow, and then into the engine to DeSomo built motor. We got this thing off Turbo Bullet. Another great Turbo Bullet find. So what we got to do for it is pretty much just redo the whole car, rewire it up, make sure everything's good to go, and then fire it up and test it and get some data on it. So as you can see, we are in the middle to early stages of getting everything all buttoned up. Some things that we do have to do right off the bat are new drive shaft. Here's our old drive shaft. We plan to make a little bit more horsepower, a little bit more horse pressure with this engine, and this little drive shaft here is just...
Well, I called today. They closed at 1. They closed at 1 on Fridays.
Did they? So no carbon fiber drive shaft yet.
But they say they got a 48-hour turnaround on any shaft.
Really?
So you call.
So they're quick with the shaft. They're out here shafting people quick.
They're quick to get you the shaft.
So this thing right here is just unsafe. If you're gonna run a 3-inch drive shaft in any car making this kind of power, you're just a big, total, dumb town idiot.
1,500 horsepower
limit. What would you say to someone that ran that in their car?
Honestly, I think anybody making over 600 or 700 horsepower should have a chromoly drive shaft.
They should have. It should be. If you're when you're getting to this level, it needs to be a 3.5 or 4-inch chromoly drive shaft or a carbon fiber drive shaft.
It's all based off speed. So 3 inch is good to like 160 miles an hour, 165 maybe. So you want if you're going 160, you want to have a drive shaft that's good for 200.
Yes.
Or 225. So 3.5 steps up. All of our cars, for the most part, run 3.5.
Yes.
Because that's our frequency range.
I got a 4-inch steel in the cow, but that thing is just like, it goes 130.
Yeah.
And a 4-inch steel is just too big.
Right. Chromoly, a 3.5-inch chromoly would be great. But like the harmonics in it, the faster you go, they have like a critical speed. They start to like really... And so for how fast we go, 3.5 basically.
So what would you say to anyone that tried to run a 3-inch drive shaft or a stock style drive shaft in their car?
It's just not smart to do, regardless if you're swapping your Ford Ranger, like if you're swapping a Ranger with a turbo 5.3, or if you're doing, so I mean, drive shaft goes, it's gonna tear the car up.
Are you talking shit on my Ranger? Well, the Ranger, the Ranger, no, it did not have a good drive shaft in it, but the Ranger only goes 100 miles an hour. Yeah. Like, you go over 100, you're risking your own life in jeopardy for other things besides the drive shaft.
I mean, if the drive shaft goes, like, I had a drive shaft go.
Yeah.
It tore my whole car up.
Yeah.
Like, it busted my windshield, it tore up all my sheet metal work, it can bend your cage up.
Yeah, it sucks.
Elbow.
Sucks. Sucks. So get you a good drive shaft. Lesson learned. So first thing we're doing is we are getting a different drive shaft. Carbon fiber drive shaft. Carbon fiber is probably the best. They're a little bit expensive, but
you gotta have the right weight car. Can't be too heavy.
If it breaks, right, which I think the carbon fibers are known to break a little bit more, but if it breaks, nothing happens.
They replace it for free too.
And nothing happened. Like in the car, nothing happened. It just makes dust.
It turns into a little dust.
Yeah, so you're good there.
And people are like, oh yeah, well, I've seen Stevie Fast broke one, and it's hard.
Yeah.
Carbon fiber is not just like pillow. Yeah, it'll tear some stuff up, but nothing like steel.
No. So we are switching that. The reason that we need a different drive shaft, if you guys remember, I got a 2-speed Mickey lockup transmission, and that is in this car right now. I let Chris is on a rent-to-own program with this because he's looking for one. So guys, I've had a bunch of people tag me because they know I'm looking for, well, Chris is looking for one because I'm looking to get mine back to put in my car. He's got it set up here, non-lockup, but I'm going to run it with the lockup in my car. So we're looking for a 2-speed 400, 140 or 148 first gear, but it's got to have the big input. So it's a 1 inch and 3/16 input shaft. A lot of them have like that 1 inch super input, and everything here that I got is compatible. They all have this inch and 3/16 input shaft. So if you're gonna tag me, I'll also take a 3-speed. I'll take a 3-speed 400 close ratio. So like a 158, 125, and 10. Like those are my options I'm looking for. But they gotta have the inch and 3/16 input. When you get to the point where you're buying $7,000, $8,000, $9,000 transmissions, I'm not gonna settle for like, oh well, it's got a 1 inch, so I'll get it. Like I'm gonna get what I need. If I really need it, if I'm really pressed to get one, I'll just go and order one new. But I have no problem buying one used. 9 times out of 10 with my luck, I buy it used, it's fresh, I send it down to Cameron Torque Converter Services, they go through the transmission and make sure it's good, make a couple modifications, get it back, everything's good to go. So Chris has got the 2-speed 400 that changes the length of the drive shaft in here, and we have to run different yoke, so that's why we're going to run different drive shaft. The car's got a 9-inch in it, so it doesn't have like the 8/8 flange or anything like that. That's good. What else, Ben? We don't have to worry about a radiator. We got to do the fuel system. We got to make brackets for the fuel rails. We got to wire it. We got to get brackets for the smart coils.
And what about, I was looking at that, I mean, I don't know where to put them here.
I think we hang them here vertically.
Yeah.
But it's going to be a total bastard getting them to the back ones, especially.
Well, no, these will go like this. They'll go out and they'll come back.
Yeah.
So they'll come.
You could like 8L clamp them to here.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And then they'll be to here, and then these spark plugs. Oh wait, no, they go this way. So,
so that'll work even better, huh?
Yeah. So it'll just.
So, ICT Billet. You guys know we run a bunch of their stuff. They make a smart coil bracket, which is really nice. So whether I get them from him, I think Doug makes some as well. So I'll just shop around and see.
1 1/4 or 1 inch.
Yeah, that might be that's a little odd sized.
1 5/8. So that's like 1 1/4 or 1 inch. They also make the ones that are like 4. They stack them up and they put them behind.
Yeah, I know. I know. Oh yeah, where you literally Matt Lunsford from HOLLEY, he runs them on his stuff. I was just looking at those. He made a post and he had them in there.
This is a tough one. It's hard to tell which one would work better.
Yeah. And that's honestly, that's the reason why they're not mounted on there right now, because we got a lot of other shit we need to put in here, and this is something that can easily be moved around, and it doesn't matter where these are. As long as the wires reach, they work. So it's not like we have to put these anywhere in specific. There's a lot of things that need to go certain places that we'll take care of first. What else, Ben? What else?
I gotta get this plate that it's made by a company called like R&R or Proline and
RCI.
RCD is who makes the stuff for like Hemis, but it's some company, and it goes from like here to here across the water pump. It's made for like a motor plate. That it's got a small spot where somebody's milled out, and it's cut from this thing right here.
Because we're not running water pumps on this. We're not running water through this block.
It's cut a receiver groove for that, and it bridges across here.
And that's what holds it on there.
Yeah, and this is what holds.
So that's an Enderley 16 gallon a minute pump.
Right.
We run the Enderley cast pumps, like the Enderley 990 on the Black Sheep.
think it's got like a little drive shaft extension too. It brings it just out to here.
Okay, perfect. As you guys see, we got the MSD flying magnet with the Hall effect sensor or crank pickup on that side. It's got a it's not a true dry sump.
It's like the block does not have a provision for an oil pump in the pan.
So external oil pump.
But it's still got a wet sump pan.
Yes.
So you're just sucking from the bottom.
Yes. So that stuff is all in the tube. So as you guys can see, we got some time right now, but we were busy doing a bunch of other stuff. Now we have some time dedicated to get this done. And yeah, this thing's gonna be
the motor's a Hoss.
Yeah, it's gonna be the baddest 8.2 deck motor in the world. I mean, for all my Ford guys at home, they're looking at that thing and they're saying, "Damn, that's one sweet 8.2 deck."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's got, I mean, the top end of this motor is ready to rock and roll.
Yeah, it's aluminum rotted Bryant crank, fully skirted piston. So I mean, it's just a badass bottom end, and then it's got like Brazzel rocker arms on. I mean, it's a really sweet setup. It's a very nice piece.
Motors, it takes a hot minute to build.
Yeah.
Because the guy that does the heads needs.
It's like
6 months to do the head.
It's like one-off shit.
Yeah.
This is not like keep flipping through the Jegs catalog and be like, I'll take this one.
Yeah, somebody did their homework here and.
All right, let me ask you this, because everyone always likes to compare cars. This or the Black Sheep?
What do you mean?
ET.
Motor?
No, a race. Lined up, side by side. You got two different battles. You got like extreme chassis and 60 foot. And not really crazy horsepower at the back, and this thing's going to be a mile-an-hour monster.
Yeah, so like I mean, it's going to be a battle trying to get this motor or this chassis to take. This motor will be able to put out way more than this chassis is going to want to take.
Yep.
And that car has got enough chassis
to take what.
It's got a stout motor too. I think this motor's got a little bit more cylinder head. It's obviously got a solid roller.
Who you like? You got to pick. You line them both up. You got to stand behind one. Who you like? Obviously, we have yet to make it down tracking this, but we're speculating. Everyone likes drama on YouTube, so here's our drama. Who you take? Black Sheep or Bad Apple? And I'm driving the Black Sheep, and Chris is driving the Bad Apple. Yeah, Chris can get lined up by Logan.
Can't throw Chris's grudge game under the bus.
Yeah, no, that thing.
You're like, I'll take this one all day. This one runs circles around that one. You put out time slips on that one, and people are like,
No, it's gonna be a badass car. And here's the thing: is once the car's together and all that, yeah, it's gonna. I mean, you get to a point where everyone's just. Cars are fast now, and cars are flying. And this thing right here, just like everything else, once we get it up and running, it's gonna take some time at the track to get it dialed in. But
when they get so fast, like. If you slip up for just a second, the guys are right.
It doesn't matter. Once you go faster than a 450, there's zero room for error. So if you knock tires off, you got to pedal it. It doesn't matter if you got a 450 car or a 420 car. You can't make a mistake, is what it comes down to.
You drive towards the center line.
You got to lift.
You know, if somebody lines you up crooked, you know, it's like...
It's so much more than just the car.
Yeah.
So, but this thing is a badass build. I know you guys really do love the Bad Apple, and this is just an update on it, what we got going on. Everything on the interior stays the same. We are losing a lot of features on it. I know you guys remember it's got a big switch panel up top, the ARC switch panel. It's got no fan, it's got no radiator, no water pump. So it's really getting converted from that street car to more of a race car, but it is steel. Sorry, it is steel. It is steel, yes, it is steel. It's all steel, all glass. It's going to be... I'd say, Ben, would you say it's going to be one of the baddest all-steel, all-glass cars in the Carolinas? You know, like everyone in the Carolina for some reason is like, oh, I got the baddest all-steel, all-glass. So, I mean, hell, we might as well be a contender.
That's it right here.
We got a horse for every race. You want all-steel, all-glass, we got it. You want street car, we got it. You want hydraulic roller, you got it. You want the fastest 706 heads this side of the Mississippi, you got it. You want a slow 4,000-pound slab of meat, you got it. You want a blower truck, you got it. I mean, we got it all. Hey, you want something that was a piece of shit, but we're converting from a piece of shit to non-piece of shit? We got that too. I mean, we literally got the fries that'll cross your eyes.
We got Smokey and the Bandit.
We got Smokey and we literally got it. What are you missing here? We got all carbon fiber salty chicken, the cardboard cock coming out soon. I mean, we got it all.
Ping pong cars.
Yeah, I mean seriously, one-stop shop. You need a gap, you know where to stop. All right, that's gonna wrap up today's video. We'll do more. This is just an updating you on the progress because the car's been sitting around for a while. We'll do more videos on this and show you guys as we're putting it together. I'm going to help Ben putting it together, and yeah, I mean, this thing's going to be a really awesome car. We got a bunch of great companies: Wilson Manifold, Holley EFI, TCAN Performance, Forced Inductions, Billet Atomizers. Of course, Dieter's Custom Finishing. How could you forget Joe C., the man with the fastest hands this side of the Mississippi? Well, he's on that side of the Mississippi. Yeah. Is he on that side? He's on the north, though. He's like a half Viking or something. I don't even know what he is. Minnesota.
He's in frozen land.
So, yeah, we got a bunch of, Jason Brazzel Performance Fabrication. I mean, there's just a bunch of awesome companies that are supporting us and backing us and helping us be successful. So thank you guys for that. Thank you guys, everyone at home that watches consistently and subscribes. If you haven't already, click that subscribe button. We're getting very close to racing. We got Ben and I were talking to the cars we got running. We got that thing running. That thing is almost wrapped up completely. That thing needs a new pump. This thing's going back to the hub dyno. That thing's ready for the track. And Eddie Murphy out there needs a Needs a helicoil in the water pump, and it's good. Yeah. So we got like 4 or 5 cars. We've been spending a lot of time in the shop working. We haven't been racing a lot, but we're getting stuff knocked out, and we're getting stuff close. And soon we're just going to have endless options of racing. That's what everyone wants to see. So.
That's here.
Yeah, so that's going to wrap up today's video. Like always, comment, like, subscribe. If you haven't already, go down and click that subscribe button. Be sure to check out tomorrow's video, and we'll see you guys in tomorrow's upload.
If you understand, you know.